This is the new Audi S3 Sportback, and while it may be the junior Audi hot hatchback on paper, in reality there is nothing junior about its performance at all. Now make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, do all the usual YouTube things, make sure you visit newmotoring.com, and also make sure you click on the little bell icon next to our channel name, because then every time we upload a new video, you'll get a little notification saying, New Motoring has uploaded a new video. It's very important. Unlike the RS3, the S3's bigger brother, the S3 has a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder engine rather than a 2.5-litre 5-cylinder, and the result is a very, very different sound. Whereas the RS3 effectively sounds like half a V10 because, well, pretty much is, the S3 sounds like a much more normal engine, albeit quite a powerful one, but it's got a really nice bass to it that a lot of other hot hatchbacks don't have. It produces 310 PS, so just under 310 brake horsepower, all the way from 5,500 RPM to 6,500 RPM, and the red line is 6,750, and it produces 290 pounds-feet of torque, and that's all the way from 2,000 RPM up to 5,400. Anyone who says that the S3 isn't a hot hatch purely because the RS3 exists needs to look at this car's performance figures. 0 to 60 miles an hour takes 4.6 seconds, and the top speed is 155 miles an hour. Whatever way you look at it, that is fast. Not just fast for a hatchback, but that is fast full stop. Remember, something like the first gen Audi R8, the one with the V8 engine, that would do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.4 seconds. And yet this, a hot hatchback, granted 10 years later, but still, it can do 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It's quick. It's a quick little car, this. You've got Audi's Drive Select, a little button up here on the dashboard that allows you to change things like the steering weight, the throttle response, the response from the dampers, you can stiffen them up, and also the exhaust. And it's all at the touch of a button. One little button, and you can scroll through several modes. You've got efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual, and they're all fairly self-explanatory, really. There is a noticeable difference when the car is in comfort and when the car is in dynamic. The steering is lighter, the throttle is much more relaxed, the gearbox is more relaxed as well, and it changes gear earlier. The dampers as well, everything's just softer and more relaxed. In dynamic, everything wakes up a bit, everything feels, much more ready to go. The steering has got more weight to it, the throttle response is much sharper, although there's still a little bit of lag because it's a turbocharged 4-cylinder 2-litre engine. The suspension is stiffer, and the exhaust is much more shouty. It's not obscenely shouty, it doesn't pop and bang all over the place, but every time you change gear, it just makes a very loud crack. It's like a firework going off. The mode that I like the most is individual, because it means that you can program the car exactly how you want it. So, me personally, I like the heavier steering, I like the sharp throttle, I really like the poppy exhaust, I like the slightly more responsive gearbox, but having stiffer suspension isn't necessarily better. Our roads aren't exactly fantastic in places, so going over bumps, actually, to get the most out of the car, it's nice to be able to relax the dampers slightly. The gearbox is a 7-speed double-clutch gearbox. It's the gearbox that Audi has become, very well known for, basically, because it is so fast. But in normal automatic mode, when you're setting off, it's not as smooth as I would like it to be. Sometimes it just engages awkwardly and you kind of lurch forward a little bit. But that aside, when you want to go quickly, it is an absolute monster of a gearbox. Okay, I'll go down to second gear now, accelerate. Third, fourth, fifth, down 2 gears, fourth, third. I mean, it's just so fast. There's kind of an argument for it in every fast car, really, because you cannot change gear as quickly with a manual gearbox as you could with a DSG. You just can't do it. And of course, the gearbox combines with Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system to deliver power and deliver performance that a front-wheel drive hot hatch just couldn't compete with. It is such an effective combination. It doesn't feel as fast as the numbers suggest, I don't think. I think you feel a little bit insulated. And also, it isn't a particularly playful chassis. You just haven't got that much to manage because the all-wheel drive system manages everything so well for you. but there is no denying its effectiveness. Design-wise, I think one of the best words you could use to describe this car is subtle. There's no real indication other than the fact that it's got S3 badges all over the place, it's got 4 exhaust pipes, and the tyres are huge and stick out beyond the edge of the wheel. There is no real indication that this has the performance it does. This particular S3 is an S3 Black Edition, so you get some more black trim, you get tinted windows, you get a new sound system as well, and in this Ara blue paint, I think it looks particularly good, although the paint is a £775 option, but I think it's worth it. I think it looks rather lovely. This car also has the bigger wheels. It's got 19-inch wheels rather than 18-inch wheels. They are £375, and when you upgrade to the bigger wheels, you have to upgrade to the magnetic ride, which is £995. It is very easy to spend quite a lot of money on one of these. Inside, it's the quality item you would expect from Audi. Everything feels very solid, very well put together. Everything has a nice weight to it, and the seats are also particularly lovely. Although again, they're an option. They're £675. But I think they're worth it. They look great and they are nice and sportive and they're nice and comfortable, which is important because remember, this is still a hot hatchback. This is a hatchback. It's got to be used on a daily basis, otherwise it would be pointless. Another option this car has is the technology pack, which is an expensive option. It's more than £1,000. I think it's £1,300 or something like that. But it includes Audi's virtual cockpit, which is actually very useful. Although it's expensive, it's cool. It replaces the traditional dials with a digital display, so you can flick through your media, your phone, and your maps. So you can have all of that up there ahead of you, as well as the dials and what gear you're in and all that sort of information. Does the ruthlessness make it clinical? Does it hide its speed a little? Perhaps, yeah. But as an everyday hatchback with monster performance, it is undeniably good fun. Would you buy an S3? Would you rather buy the RS3? Or would you have a completely different hot hatchback altogether? Let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, I'm going to crack on and do some more driving, I think.